not gonna lie, I always wanted to have an aesthetic physique like the anime characters I used to watch when I was a kid, and even though we're not hand-drawn characters, I believe we can get pretty close. I used to be skinny fat for most of my life, so I was very far from my dream body. I spent years trying to find the solution to this, but I could never be consistent with any plan I followed. But finally, I found a system so good that it made me achieve the physique I always wanted, and it was so simple that even a lazy person like me could follow. So today, I'm gonna share with you the system that helped me build an anime level physique so that you don't waste years like I did. Let's dive in. The biggest problem I encountered when trying to develop an aesthetic physique was that it was just so hard to get started and even harder to stay consistent. I could be motivated for a day to take action, but then the next day I would go back to the couch and do nothing. But the thing that helped me overcome this issue was turning fitness into a sort of video game. I love video games, and sometimes I can help but see real life as another game where we can improve our character abilities by overcoming challenges and leveling up. I took the same approach as Sung when he became the player. Maybe that's why I love that anime so much. Anyway, I gamified the whole fitness process, and that made it so much easier to stick with it. I went from thinking that I needed to go to the gym, be uncomfortable, and sweat like an animal to I'm gonna level up my character. That subtle mindset shift made all the difference. Every workout became a challenge, every temptation to eat junk food became a dragon that I needed to slay. I created this whole gaming experience in my head, and it fucking worked. So if you find yourself unmotivated to take action or lacking discipline to stay consistent, then I'd recommend you gamify the whole experience, and that'll help you become so much more consistent. After fixing the mindset problem, I still needed to build a physique, so the next step is to do resistance training. We can do calisthenics, lift weights at the gym, or a combination of both like I do, but we must train our bodies in order to grow bigger muscles. Now, we don't want to build just a regular physique, we want an aesthetic anime level one, so we need to prioritize certain exercises that help us do that. The aesthetic anime physique is characterized by having wide shoulders, a small waist, a thick chest, massive arms, and of course, visible abs. Now, here is the part where someone starts commenting, but what about the legs? Bro, chill out. We're gonna train them too, but we're gonna prioritize the aesthetic muscles, and that's what this video is about. In order to have a wider upper body, we need to train our back. Our back is what gives us the V-taper look that looks so aesthetic. So to achieve this, we need to do back exercises like lat pull down if you have access to the gym, or pull-ups if you prefer calisthenics. Either one you choose will help you build a wider back. The next is developing a thicker chest, especially the upper part. Training the upper chest improves the V-taper, but it also gives you a powerful look from the front. We can achieve that by doing inclined bench press or decline push-ups at home. My chest has always been my weakest part, but after prioritizing these exercises, I think we can say that I've made a lot of progress. The next one is the shoulders. We want to make them wider, and the best exercise to achieve this is lateral raises. This one is actually pretty simple. You just need a dumbbell or anything that weighs more than 5 pounds, and that should help you achieve this. I didn't realize that at first, but this exercise makes you look so freaking good. It rounds your shoulders and makes your arms look more powerful. Now, your arms will not look aesthetic at all if you don't have a proper balance between your biceps, triceps, and forearms. And even though you train these muscles when you do compound movements, I train them in isolation as well. I do bicep curls, tricep extensions, and inverted bicep curls for the forearms. With these simple exercises, I was able to grow my arms a lot and even got some veins in the forearms, making them look even better. The next one, and probably the one you're excited about the most, abs. There are many exercises you can do to make your abs pop, but the most basic ones are usually the best. Nothing complicated, some crunches, leg raises, or even an ab wheel rollout can get the job done. The thing with abs is that you also train them every time you do compound movements like pull-ups and chin-ups, so you don't have to worry too much about training them in isolation. But what is important to have them visible is having a lower body fat percentage, and that's something that can be achieved primarily from your diet, which we'll talk about later in this video. Perfect, we started training and we are making good progress, but eventually we're gonna hit a wall. After you've been training for a while, your body adapts to the same workload, so it'll stop growing. At this point, you need to remember the concept of progressive overload and you need to start applying it. Progressive overload means doing a little more over time, so you either lift heavier weights or do more reps, but you need to keep giving your body a reason to keep growing. It's like in video games, when in the beginning you level up from killing small demons, but as your character gets stronger, they are not enough to keep leveling you up, so you need to start killing bigger monsters. It's the same with your training. We already talked about the exercises we need to focus on in order to build an aesthetic anime level physique, but now we need to take care of our diet. A poor diet will always lead to poor results. You need to get the right fuel to build muscle and the right amount to keep a lower body fat percentage. If you're skinny, you just need to make sure you consume enough protein to build more muscle and that you eat in a surplus, meaning you consume more calories than you burn. However, if you have a higher body fat percentage like I had, then you need to do the opposite. You need to consume fewer calories than you burn in order to burn fat. This can be difficult at first, but once you get used to eating real foods instead of ultra-processed and junk foods, you'll notice that it'll get easier. But don't forget to prioritize eating more protein as well, because that's what'll help you build muscle while losing fat. So keep a low body fat percentage, grow the right muscles, take care of your diets, gamify the whole experience, and you will achieve an anime level physique quite fast, I must say. That's everything for this video. I'm out.